Hello everyone, my name's Lachlan and today we're going to cook a really nice, quick and easy chicken dish. So we're going to cook some steamed chicken with a hot and sour dressing. So, very simple recipe. Here I have 4 chicken breasts. Obviously you can have as many or as little as you need for however many people that you have to cook for. We've got some rice. So here I've got a cup and a half of rice. Once again, depends how many people you have, you can go more or less. So we're going to steam the rice, steam the chicken, and then make a quick dressing. So the rice will take about 20 minutes. Ordinarily what I would do is I'd pop the rice in for 12 minutes and then add the chicken and give it an extra 8 minutes. However, if you have the time, you get the most amazing texture if you reduce the temperature in the steam oven and steam your chicken at 65 degrees. The catch is with this, that you can't steam your rice at 65 degrees. I'm very lucky today that I have, a massive amount of appliances behind me, so I really do have great flexibility. So my rice and chicken I'm going to cook separately today, just because I can. But at home, as I said, they all go in together. It's quick and easy. So chicken will go in 65 degrees for 1 hour, and then I'll talk you through the dressing. So the dressing is a very simple one, and this is something that you can make this entire meal within 20 minutes. As the rice and chicken's cooking, you can get onto that dressing and it all comes together really well. So in this small pot here, I have a couple of tablespoons of peanut oil. I then have everything separate here, but we will mix them together. So I have some sesame oil, some soy sauce, some rice vinegar, and some brown sugar. And then I'm also going to pop in some stems of some coriander, a few spring onions, a piece of ginger, not all of this, just a bit, some chili and some garlic. So we'll have the recipe up online so you can follow the exact measurements and make sure you get the exact same dressing. But I'm going to start chopping away and we'll get this dressing together. Okay, so for the dressing, this is really easy. So I want about 3 tablespoons worth of sliced spring onions. I've got 3 here. I'll just use this white part, I won't use the green, but you could use that for a garnish or something if you want. I've got roughly a 6 centimetre piece of ginger, so I'm going to julienne this really nice and fine also. I will peel the skin off it. 1 piece of chili, I'll really finely slice this also. You can keep the seeds in or take them out depending on your tolerance. And 1 garlic clove, which I'll crush. And then I'll get about a few tablespoons worth of the roots and the stems of the coriander, and then we'll use some of the leaves for the garnish. So I'll get on to chopping away. Once everything's chopped, I'll add all of these other ingredients. I'll heat up the oil as well. So I'll show you all those bits and pieces. I'll come back once I finish chopping up everything. Okay, so I've done all the chopping up for my dressing now. My chicken's got about 25 minutes to go, so I'm actually going to put my rice in now into another steam oven. But as I said, I'm doing it separately today. So at home, you would pop your rice in for 20 minutes, and then with 8 minutes to go, you would add your chicken. So I've got a cup and a half of rice, a cup and a half of water, so 1:1 ratio. I'm going to pop this into my steam oven at 100 degrees for about 20 minutes. So all of my chopping's done, as I've said, and the smell that you will get is really quite nice. So I've got my coriander, ginger, spring onion, chili and garlic in there. So give this a quick mix around, and this almost forms some of the garnish for this end dish also. So when you cut it up, try and make it look as nice as you can. Although if you just want the flavour, you could even just zip it in a food processor, which will mush it up, but it will still taste really great. So now I'm literally going to add the rice vinegar, sesame oil, soy sauce and the brown sugar to this. And it's not a very wet dressing. All these veg and everything really bulks it out, so it's quite thick. But as the salt and the soy sauce breaks down these vegetables, basically it will become a lot wetter and a lot looser. And right before we serve it, I'll heat up that peanut oil, we'll pour it over the top, and that will also make it a bit more wet. So don't be too alarmed if yours looks quite thick like mine does right now, because that will loosen up towards the end. So whilst those rice and the chicken are still cooking, I will get everything ready for plating up, and I'll see you back shortly. Okay, so the chicken's done. 1 hour's finished up. And I know that seems like a long time, but as I said, you can speed this up and cook it a lot quicker if you need. But if you do get the opportunity to ever try cooking chicken at this lower temperature, the texture that you receive, you simply can't replicate any other way. My peanut oil I've got in the pan. I'm going to heat this up at induction setting 6 until it's shimmering. So you'll slightly be able to see it. You probably won't pick it up on camera today, but at home you'll see it. You want this to be quite hot because basically what we do is we pour it on top of the dressing, and you'll want to hear that sizzle straight away. So I'll get this turned on. And whilst that's heating up, I'm just going to slice this chicken. Now, another advantage of cooking this chicken at such a low temperature is the meat itself has never been stressed. So therefore, you don't need to rest it. You can cut it straight away. And also, when we look at these breasts, I've got a massive chicken breast there compared to quite a small one. So once again, by lowering the temperature, we get a more even result across the two because, I just bought a packet from the supermarket, so you don't get to choose your size. So it's kind of giving you that more flexibility, which is great. So I'll slice up all this chicken. Just do it about half a centimetre thick, ideally, on a slight angle. And I'll lay this out into a plate and then we'll pour the dressing over the top. Okay, so the chicken's all sliced now. It's sitting out really nicely on this plate. My rice is finished also, so I'll pull this out. So once again, this is something that if you haven't cooked rice in your steam oven, definitely give it a go because it comes out so nice, really nice and fluffy. But this oil is now ready to go. So simply take it off the heat. It should be nice and hot, and when you pour it on, you should hear this. So that nice sizzle. So that's great. Give that a quick stir through. And just be careful when you pour that over because it does spit a little bit. So you can see here I've got quite a big bowl. It's definitely bigger than what we think is necessary, but when you pour that oil over, then it becomes quite important. So now I'm just going to spoon over some of this veg first, get that looking nice and pretty. So scatter that over the top. Once you've got this done, pour over the dressing and away we go. So dressing over the top. You can even keep some of this in a side bowl and serve it on the table also. I've also got some crispy shallots and some coriander leaves. So I'll sprinkle over the crispy shallots first, just for a bit of texture. Some of these leaves just randomly place however you like. So you can serve this up to the table shared style like so, and simply fluff up the rice, pop that into a nicer looking plate also. Try not to spill so much on the bench like I am here. I should have got a bigger spoon in hindsight, but that's okay. So here we have it. We have some really, really nice steamed chicken with a hot and sour dressing and some simple rice. If you would like to follow this recipe, hop on over to mieleexperience.com.au or mieleexperience.co.nz. There'll be this recipe plus a heap of others as well for all the other appliances and methods. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.